Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Biology. The sequence of events involved in the evolutionary development of a species or taxonomic group of organisms. A process in which something passes by degrees to a different stage, especially a more advanced or mature stage. The evolution of Greek civilization. Biology. The sequence of events involved in the evolutionary development of a species or taxonomic group of organisms. Biology. The sequence of events involved in the evolutionary development of a species or taxonomic group of organisms. Biology. The sequence of events involved in the evolutionary development of a species or taxonomic group of organisms. Processing a photosensitive material in order to make an image visible. The development and printing of his pictures took only 2 hours. The act of making some area of land or water more profitable or productive or useful. The development of Alaskan resources. A process in which something passes by degrees to a different stage, especially a more advanced or mature stage. The development of his ideas took many years. Biology. The process of an individual organism growing organically. A purely biological unfolding of events involved in an organism changing gradually from a simple to a more complex level. He proposed an indicator of osseous development in children. Act of improving by expanding or enlarging or refining. He congratulated them on their development of a plan to meet the emergency. A district that has been developed to serve some purpose. Such land is practical for small park developments. A recent event that has some relevance for the present situation. Recent developments in Iraq. A state in which things are improving, the result of developing, as in the early part of a game of chess. After he saw the latest development, he changed his mind and became a supporter. Music. The section of a composition or movement, especially in sonata form, where the major musical themes are developed and elaborated. A process occurring in living organisms. A process occurring in living organisms. A sustained phenomenon or one marked by gradual changes through a series of states. A natural prolongation or projection from a part of an organism, either animal or plant. A bony process. A writ issued by authority of law usually compels the defendant's attendance in a civil suit. Failure to appear results in a default judgment against the defendant. Shape, form, or improve a material. Process iron. Deliver a warrant or summons to someone. He was processed by the sheriff. A sustained phenomenon or one marked by gradual changes through a series of states. Events now in process. Institute legal proceedings against. File a suit against. He was warned that the district attorney would process him. March in a procession. They processed into the dining room. A particular course of action intended to achieve a result. It was a process of trial and error. Psychology. The performance of some composite cognitive activity. An operation that affects mental contents. The process of thinking. A mental process that you are not directly aware of. The process of denial. Subject to a process or treatment, with the aim of readying for some purpose, improving, or remedying a condition. Process cheese. Deal with in a routine way. Process alone. Perform mathematical and logical operations on data. according to programmed instructions in order to obtain the required information. The results of the elections were still being processed when he gave his acceptance speech. Evolution on a large scale extending over geologic era and resulting in the formation of new taxonomic groups. Evolution resulting from small specific genetic changes that can lead to a new subspecies. The appearance of entirely new properties at certain critical stages in the course of evolution. The evolution or genesis of the human race. The evolution or genesis of the human race. The evolution of one type of organism from another by a long series of gradual changes. A distorted projection or perspective, especially an image distorted in such a way that it becomes visible only when viewed in a special manner. The evolution of a biological species. The evolution of one type of organism from another by a long series of gradual changes. A distorted projection or perspective, especially an image distorted in such a way that it becomes visible only when viewed in a special manner. Metamorphism that occurs deep under the Earth's surface, changes simple minerals into complex minerals. A developmental process. Pronunciation with a sibilant, hissing or whistling, sound. The development of a consonant phoneme into a sibilant. Accumulating and becoming more intense. The deepening gloom. A process of becoming deeper and more profound. A developmental process. The flowering of antebellum culture. The time and process of budding and unfolding of blossoms. Having a flower or bloom. A flowering plant. The gradual beginning or coming forth. Biology. The process of an individual organism growing organically. A purely biological unfolding of events involved in an organism changing gradually from a simple to a more complex level. A process of becoming larger or longer or more numerous or more important. The growth of population. A progression from simpler to more complex forms. The growth of culture. Pathology, an abnormal proliferation of tissue, as in a tumor. Something grown or growing. A growth of hair. Vegetation that has grown. A growth of trees. The science that studies living organisms. All the plant and animal life of a particular region. Characteristic life processes and phenomena of living organisms. The biology of viruses. The science that studies living organisms. A highly publicized trial in 1925 when John Thomas Scopes violated a Tennessee state law by teaching evolution in high school. Scopes was prosecuted by William Jennings Bryan and defended by Clarence Darrow. Scopes was convicted, but the verdict was later reversed.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.